How long should your podcast be? Whether you're interviewing someone or whether you're doing a solo episode. I get asked this question quite a bit, and people want to know, should I have a 5-minute episode? Should I have a 15-minute episode? Should my episode be an hour long? Should it be 3 hours long, like some of the longer podcasts that are out there? And I've even seen podcasts out of episodes that are 4, 5, and 6 hours before. So really, what is the perfect amount of time? Honestly, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what do you feel comfortable with? When I'm going out there and doing these solo podcast episodes, I know I just couldn't be sitting there talking for an hour, but I could be sitting there talking, providing helpful content from anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes or so. I find that is my sweet spot when I'm providing this helpful content. Now, when it goes to me interviewing a guest, personally, I like to keep it about 30 minutes or so and no longer than an hour. Usually if I'm going under 30 minutes, I'm not diving deep enough into the guest story. But this should be said that early on, when I'm interviewing people, it was a little bit trickier. And I found that some of the episodes would be 15, 20 minutes or so. But over time, you start to get more comfortable as a podcast host. As you get more comfortable as a podcast host, the longer your conversations can be. But again, for me personally, I know on the helpful content episodes, I want to go no more than 5 to 15 minutes. And then when I'm interviewing someone, about 30 minutes or so. If the conversation is going really good, I'll go an hour or so. It's just my preference. For me, I know after I've been sitting down interviewing someone for 45 minutes, I start to get a little antsy. I would have a hard time sitting down there for a very long time, interviewing the person for 2 or 3 hours. That's just my preference. And what I recommend for you is when you start interviewing people, just to get a sense of, okay, I want to make these conversations longer, or maybe this conversation I interviewed this person for an hour and a half, and that was just too much. It totally drained me. I couldn't do anything the rest of my workday. So you have to be the one to figure out what time works best for you. And that's what I did for myself. So there's no right or wrong answer for how long your podcast should be. It's really what feels comfortable for you. At the end of the day, what works best for you, it might work differently. For me, maybe you want to have conversation with a guest for 2 hours. That's not what I want to do. Maybe you want to have helpful content episodes that are an hour. I know for me, I would have a hard time talking into the microphone for 15 minutes and just doing it for a very long time. So at the end of the day, it's really up to you and how long you want your podcast to be. And again, you can play around with it, tweak it, see how you like it, and over time your podcast will continue to evolve, and eventually you'll figure out the amount of time that you're looking to do when you're either interviewing a guest or whether you're doing solo episodes for your podcast.